All right. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining in. We're going to talk a little bit about Beaufort County Community College's boat building and boat manufacturing program. I'm the lead instructor. My name's Connor Jones, and we'll dive into what it's all about. So a little bit about the program to start off. Our main program is a 3-semester diploma. It's a fall, spring, and summer, so students can come in straight out of high school or whenever, and they can complete a diploma in 3 semesters and go work at any of our 9 boat manufacturers just in Beaufort County. Beyond that, we have a lot more, less than 10, 20, 30 minutes outside the county. So it's a very job-rich area for boat building. Our program, our boat manufacturing diploma program, covers building a modern composite boat, and that's from start to finish. We sit down first semester, we look at the drawings, we make some modifications, do those kinds of things, and then we actually start building it about 2 months into the first semester. And then once it's complete, obviously nobody wants to build a boat and not test it out, so we take it down to the Tar River or the Pamlico River, either one, and we get the students out and we'll do a little boat ride. The good thing, or what I love about it, which is why I come here every day, is it's a lot of hands-on work. I love creating things, and boat building is something where you can be kind of as imaginative as you want and create whatever you want. We do a lot of industry tours and visits, as well as industry demonstrations. They'll either come in sometimes or we'll go to them if it's something that we don't have available in-house to show off. I think I covered that. Yep. So, course layout, first semester we do composites, intro to marine woodworking, and a blueprints and lofting class. So that's all the basic information you need to get started into actually building the boat. Second semester, we talk about hull and deck construction, tooling and mold construction, and marine spray finishing. So that's actually building the boat, painting it, finishing it, and all that, and building the molds for the lids and whatnot to go along with that particular boat project. Third semester, we dive a little deeper into composite production. We talk about infusion and advanced composites a little bit more in depth, and we also rig up our project boat. So we'll put the engine on it, basic electronics, steering, those kinds of things. So our facility that we're currently standing in right now is about 8,000 square feet. It's the Beaufort County Skills Center, but we will be moving to campus in the fall of 23. Since it's a new program, we had to obviously wait for the new building to be built, but it'll be on campus starting, and we'll be out there starting fall of 2023. Another thing is we've gotten several grants throughout the past year or so that have allowed us to buy top-notch, brand-new industry-relevant equipment. That's industry standard. When students leave, they'll be familiar with all the modern equipment that manufacturers have. This is just a little bit about our projects. We don't just build one boat and that's it. We do several other carpentry-type projects to be familiar with all the shop tools and everything else. So we start off in our woodworking class. Students get to build rod holders, stuff like that, and then also, in the picture over there, the students working on building the framework for the console that went into our first boat. A little bit about resin infusion. We had somebody come in and do this little demo with a carbon fiber boat with one of our little hull molds here. So they came in, set this demonstration up, and we ended up with a nice carbon fiber mini hull. Super lightweight, super strong, just to get students introduced into some of the more advanced composites. And here's our main boat project, which you'll see right behind the camera here in a second. But when we first carried it to the river, floated it, made sure it floated where we needed it, make sure we didn't have to make any adjustments to the weight distribution and whatnot. And then a few pictures throughout the construction process so you could kind of see how that comes together. That's the end of the slideshow, so we're going to spin back around here to the boat. And we can turn the lights back on. There we go. This was our first year boat project. There's still a few minor details to be finished out, but overall it's water ready and ready to roll. So that's what we built first year, sorry. And then we'll dive into a little bit about the shop and the equipment, and we have a student doing a lamination demonstration. He's getting prepared for that right now. We'll stop and see what he's doing in a second. So this is our spray booth. This is our, I guess you could say, our highlight piece of equipment. This is obviously the largest piece of equipment we have, and it is the most expensive. But without it, we wouldn't be able to do this professionally, safely, and just overall have good results when we do painting and gel coat and whatnot like that. This will be coming to campus with us, and it will be set up there. It's a huge investment for the program, but it was very worthwhile. We do a lot of work in here. Not so much first semester, but we get more into that later on into the second and third semester, but we do spend some time there. This is our current new boat project. We're about, I'd say about 3 weeks into this project, and it's coming along. And if you come to the other side over here, you can see that this side is almost completed and ready to lay fiberglass on. Once we get to this point throughout the whole boat, we'll do some sanding, shaping, and whatnot like that to get it just about perfect before we. We'll laminate this here before the end of the semester. We'll flip it over, and then the start of the spring semester, we'll start working on the inside. So this will be flipped over in just a couple months. But this is where it all starts right here behind me. I don't know if you'll be able to see it too well, but this is a lofting process. So we start out with AutoCAD, and we draw the boat out there, but then we come and draw it full size here. So this does a couple different things. We can build some of the parts off of this drawing straight off the table, where you can't really do that with CAD unless you have very expensive CNC equipment. So a lot of that information translates directly to the boat, and that's what we do first semester. So we'll keep on moving back to the back of the shop here. What you'll see Parker doing, he is laminating one of our miniature boats. And we use these for a lot of different things, spraying, laminating. It's just kind of, we use them because they're small, but they're just detailed enough to get some good practice with them. But that's where we start out. Parker is actually working at one of our local manufacturers, MJM, Pamlico Yacht Works. He's been working there for about 2 months in small parts, lamination and fusion, and he's learning a lot of skills there that he's bringing back to the class and helping some of the other students out. But he's doing a little lamination demonstration. We'll go over there and check out what he's doing. So we could have used this piece of equipment right here to do exactly what he's doing, but it would be a little bit of an overkill. And I'll step over here. This is another piece of equipment that's very industry relevant. Whether it be in this particular configuration or not, the students still get the experience of working on the equipment overall, using it, and just knowing how it works. But like I said, if we had set that gun up, Parker would probably been done already. But there's advantages to each different process and disadvantages to each different process. So if you want to come in a little closer, Parker he's wetting out the dry fiberglass that he already cut and prepared, and he's wetting it out, getting it in place, rolling it down tight, and then he'll come back after it's fully wet out, and he'll roll out all the little tiny bubbles. If you don't, then the gel coat cracks, and then you have problems, expensive problems that you have to come back and fix later on, and customers won't be happy about poor quality. So he'll come back with a flashlight later on and get in there and get real detailed and roll out all of those air bubbles. And this is just step 2 of lamination. We already started with step 1. You'll see that this is white underneath. That's the gel coat. Let me grab this real quick. So underneath all that Parker has right there, it looks exactly like this. This is a mold, and you'll see similar molds like this throughout the boat manufacturing industry. So this right here is identical to what Parker's working on, except it's been gelled, and he's doing the skin out coat right now. So he's 2 steps in already, or 2 major steps in already. So we'll come back and check on him in a little bit. So if you look back in this direction, this is our kind of workshop carpentry area. We have all our stationary equipment over here. All the woodworking equipment that we need here. We have a crane, obviously, to lift heavy boat parts, the boat and whatnot. But we'll focus back over here for a second. A lot of people, I get it a lot towards the beginning. How do you make fiberglass parts? Where do they come from? What comes together to make that part? So this is more into the second semester side of things, but we start with, in our tooling and mold class, we build a plug, what's called a plug, which is what you see here, and it looks identical to the part that you're trying to create. So through creating that, this is all handmade. There was no machines involved in this at all, other than cutting the wood for it. But this was done all by hand sanding, spraying, shaping that way. We put the non-skid on it, and then from that point, we built a mold, which we just saw a couple seconds ago, but the students actually built these particular molds. And you'll see that the mold fits right down on top of the part. It comes off. We trim it up, clean it up, buff it, sand it, buff it, finish it out, and put some chemical release on it. Then we're able to build a part, just like Parker's doing now. And you end up with a finished lid that we'll use on our boat project. What Parker's working on right now is one of these little boat holes. And this is one we've done a couple things to already. We've put a little transom core in there, and this has all the layers of fiberglass on it already. It's been trimmed up, cleaned up, and we'll use this for some other repairs and other things like that, just to be familiar with those. Then we do some other lamination projects just to bring in. This is kind of our intro project. There's a lot of different things students learn just from this one little piece of, not really much of anything, but they learn how to spray gel coat, learn how to spray the non-skid in the gel coat. They learn how to spray smooth gel coat, buff it, sand it, finish it out, and they learn how to laminate and attach core pieces together and so on, just for one little project. All right, we'll come back over to Parker. And he's still working on that side. Boat manufacturing is a very time-intensive process. People always wonder why it's cost so much. The materials cost a lot. They have to be able to withstand a lot of environmental factors. Wind, rain, sun. Most boats sit out in the sun all year round. So they have to be made with very high-quality materials. So that's one factor in the cost of boats. And then the second factor is you're paying your skilled employees very good wages. Most marine industry jobs are paying $20+ an hour, pretty close to starting out, and some even more, depending on how specialized what you're doing is. But once Parker's completed his training with us and with MJM, he'll be an infusion technician, and he'll be out there working full time and making pretty good money doing it and enjoying the job. For me, this stuff is very enjoyable because, like I said earlier, you get to create stuff that you wouldn't necessarily think of and create with other materials. So that's kind of a rundown of the shop and what the program's all about. And I touch on the apprenticeship we have that we've partnered with MJM and Pamlico Yacht Works. They wanted infusion technicians. It takes a while to train. It takes a lot of resources to do that. And they decided that they wanted to take care of that before they even step foot in the building. Obviously, they do need workers right now, but they want to dedicate training time just to get those people up to speed so they're ready to go as soon as they walk in the building. But they will also be getting paid to go to school here 3 days a week and also be working at MJM 1 to 2 days per week for 1 semester. And to complete that apprenticeship, and that will be an official North Carolina State apprenticeship, and after they've completed a year with MJM, they'll have all those credentials to go with it. So this is the first of many partnerships that we hope to expand with other with the other 8 boat manufacturers directly in Beaufort County, and grow beyond that too. So that's about it for the tour of the shop and everything else. And if anybody has any questions, we can get my contact info out there, and I'll be glad to answer those for you. Thank you.